Welcome back to yet another session on Cube for All. This is week two of our learning session. So this week, me and Gayatri will be presenting the installation and configuration of um, the community edition of gopaddle. So we need this environment for further sessions. So we are going to do a quick recap of what we discussed last week, and then we will be preparing the environment for our modernization and our deployments. Right, so we need to do a single node installation of microk8s, and then we'll be installing our gopaddle Lite community edition on microk8s. And then Gayatri will run you through some of the cluster monitoring add-ons that are available, so you can have the readily available Prometheus and Grafana in your environment. And then we'll walk you through the support matrix. And I'll also talk about what is coming up in the next week. And then we will close the session for today. So here is a quick recap of what we discussed last week. So we talked about the expectation versus the reality when we do the modernization. So we want to consolidate and optimize the cost when we look at consolidating our infrastructure. However, in the real life scenario, we end up with a varied infrastructure, and we still feel it's not efficient to manage those different environments. We also aim at increasing our productivity. However, when we introduce Kubernetes in our environment, we still have a lot of challenges in terms of identifying issues and then resolving those quickly. We also saw the different stages, the 7R strategy in modernizing applications. How do we Dockerize? How do we Kubify? And then how do we automate? And what is the real challenge in implementing Dockerization or Kubernetes? Some of the anticipation that we anticipating all those challenges ahead of time, and how we can implement certain best practices in each of those phases. We also saw the course structure and what is it for this week, some of the process in implementing it. So today, what we are going to do is to talk more about setting up the environment for the upcoming sessions. So we are going to install microk8s. I think it's a today's session we'll just cover only a single node installation, and we are going to configure and install gopaddle community edition on that. So this is the foundation for our upcoming sessions. And to just give a gist, this is what we need. If you are planning on setting it up as we are doing the session, then we just need this environment. We need a 8 virtual CPU environment with 32 GB RAM. So this is a recommended setup. However, if you have a lesser capacity, say with the 4 GB RAM, also should work. But if you are installing a couple of applications on top of it, I think it's better to go with a slightly higher capacity. I think the remaining, the installations and configuration details would be shared by Gayatri. I'll hand it over to Gayatri. Gayatri, would you like to share your screen and start with the configuration? So let me,
Yeah.
yeah, let me
Yeah.
remove my screen and I will add yours. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. Hi guys. Today I'm going to show you how to install gopaddle Lite add-on in your machine, and how to configure initial setup and all. Now you're seeing the gopaddle Lite repo. Here itself you can find the installation steps and all. Here you can see the minimal requirements for installing the gopaddle Lite add-on in your machine. So all you require is to the Ubuntu 18.04 version, and you must need to install a microk8s with 1.24 version, because the microk8s has introduced the community concept with this specific version. So must you have to install this specific version. and the Helm version. The Helm installation, you don't need to do pre-install the Helm, because as part of the gopaddle Lite enablement, it will automatically enable the Helm package as well. Then apart from this, here you can see the system configuration. For installing the gopaddle Lite, you may requires like 8 vCPUs, 32 GB of RAM, and 50 GB of hard disk. Suppose you don't have this much configuration, like this much capacity, still suppose you have still you can install the gopaddle Lite add-on. That is most minimal, like you may require 2 vCPUs and 8 GB RAM also, best fit to install the Lite add-on. But this is the recommended system configuration. So based on this configuration, already I have created one Lite instance in AWS account. Here you can see that it is up and running, and here you can see that instance type as T2 to X large. This is similar to the configuration, system configuration which I mentioned before. And here you can see the OS version 18.04, and I used and apart from this, I used the EBS storage with 50 GB size. Then installation, like instance wise, we are ready. So I'm just connecting this instance, uh, this AWS instance to my machine through this SSH client command. Now you can see I'm inside the that AWS instance. Then now I'm here again, going back to the documentation. As per our requirement, we have to install microk8s in the AWS environment. In order to install microk8s, we need to we need to install snapd in that machine. The snapd is the Linux software which is used for installing the packages into the machine. So now I'm just going to execute this command for installing the snapd and the code. Uh, like it may take few seconds. Yeah, now it is completed. Once the installation is completed, then we need to set the snap tool path, which means we have to export the snapd path. For that, executing this command. And once we are installed the snapd, so we can easily we can install the microk8s environment using this single command. Here you can see that I used one hyphen hyphen channel flag is used. This parameter is used for specifying the microk8s version. So now I'm going to use this command to install microk8s on my AWS environment. Suppose already you have you have pre-installed the microk8s, but that is not the specific version, means you can use this refresh command to upgrade your microk8s version. For my case, I'm installing the newer microk8s environment here. It might take few seconds, so we have to wait. Yeah, now you can see that microk8s 1.24 version is installed on this machine. And for validating, which means the my instance is the microk8s is up and running. For validating that, we are executing I'm executing this status command. It will show you whether the microk8s is running or not. Yeah. Now here you can see that microk8s in running status, as well as here you can see some of the pre-installed or added like microk8s like add-ons as well. Once the microk8s is installed, then we have to add the GP Lite, which means our gopaddle gopaddle add-on into microk8s. For that, first we have to add the gopaddle Lite repo into the microk8s environment. For that, I'm executing this command. This will, add the GP Lite repo into the microk8s. For validating this, again, I'm going to execute the microk8s status command. Here now you can see that the gopaddle Lite repo is added into the microk8s environment. Now, once the repo is added, we have to do only one more further step, which is the gopaddle Lite enable step. For that, we can use this command. Here you can see that one hyphen I option is there, right? The hyphen here, hyphen I option indicates that the static IP address of the environment. Which for my case, I'm using AWS instance. Obviously, you can see, right? Obviously, it has the one public IP address is there. Uh, we can, we can replace it with that. But suppose you are installing this gopaddle Lite in your local machine, which means in your computer or laptop means. So that time you may have this public IP address. So that time you can skip this hyphen I option, which means the gopaddle Lite add-on is installed by using your laptop's private IP address. So here we have to note one more thing, that is, suppose you are using a private IP address, which means you are not specifying the static IP address. It will install the gopaddle Lite using that private IP address, and you can access it using your local host with the corresponding port number. But with that the CI/CD functionality will not work, because basically while enabling the CI, it will create some webhooks into GitHub repository, and GitHub need to reach back to the gopaddle Lite. Suppose you are using the private IP address, github.com may not able to reach your laptop or your environment's private IP address. Due to that reason, in private IP address, the CI/CD functionality will not work. But suppose you are using public IP address, the CI/CD functionality will work seamlessly. And another flag is the hyphen B flag. So this flag is used to this flag is indicating the gopaddle Lite environments version. Suppose you haven't specified this hyphen B option, it will by default picks the latest version of the gopaddle Lite add-on and install it. I'm using this hyphen V option, which means I'm installing the 4.2.3 version. As soon as I executes this command, here you can see that the specified static IP address is set as host access. And once the configuration host access configuration is done, it will execute, it will enable the add-ons, required add-ons one by one. The Now you can see that it is enabling the Helm 3 add-on. It is enabled, and once this add-on is installed, again it will install the storage add-on as well. And you can see one warning as well here, right? The host path is not supported or not recommended for the production environment. But since it is a community edition, it won't be an issue. Also, in our on-premise environment, we are supporting distributed storage support as well. Then the host path is set means it will again you can see that it is a, like enabling another add-on that is DNS, which is used for accessing your DNS DNS services and all. Then it is enabled. Then another thing, another add-on is the metrics server add-on. This metrics server add-on is used for collecting the metrics of your deployments and nodes, everything. This is also enabled, and once it is enabled, now it is installing a few of the dependent packages which is used which is required for our installing the gopaddle add-on installation. So once the package installation is done means you can here itself the package installations are done. From here itself the helm installer will execute our helm installer will execute the remaining steps, which means which will create the namespace, and you can see that the name label is added to your node port, your node, which this why we are adding this label is to for basically our gopaddle services has a few of the stateful services, few of the stateful sets are there. So it is suppose you are using multi-node cluster and trying to install the add-on GP Lite add-on on inside that means it may schedule with different nodes. So it will it will down some of the services. So in for avoiding that we are labeling the node, and it makes sure that it will all the gopaddle services everything installed in this specific node itself. Once the labeling is done, again it will create the services. Also as part of the installation step, we are we are creating some of the persistent client policies as well. Why we require this is already I mentioned gopaddle has some of the stateful sets like mongodb, influxdb, and esearch kind of things. So for consuming or for using that, we are creating the persistent volume client policy, as well as we are setting the label for those persistent volumes as well. So here on it might take around 10 to 15 minutes to complete the installation. So because for that I already so due to that I already brought up another I have installed the gopaddle add-on into another machine, and here you can see the endpoint. Now I'm using this endpoint to show you how to access the how to set the how to access the environment. But before that I would like to show you one more thing, that is like once the installation is completed you have to open up a few firewall ports. That is here you can see that. So for accessing the gopaddle services you have to open up these 30,000 to 36,000 port. I'm just going to open up those ports. Just go to your security group settings. Also, here you can see another one more port, that is 32,000. This 32,000 port is used for accessing the Grafana dashboard. So, opening that port as well. Then, apart from these ports, you can see that, suppose you're going to install some applications on top of this specific instance or cluster, you have to open up those ports as well for accessing that per applications. For accessing that application. But today's session, not going to show those things. Maybe in the upcoming sections, I will show you more about that. For the time being, this much is enough, I think. So, yeah, once the port is exposed, you can access the environment through this access endpoint. Once the enters the access endpoint, it will show one license gopaddle evaluation license page. This part alone, Vinodni will explain to you.
Yeah, so this is a very short and simple license agreement for evaluating the community edition. So if you are a part of a business who is trying this out to just evaluate GoPaddle or to do some proof of concepts, please enter your business name and the size of your company along with your official email ID. So this will help us in terms of upgrading this installation later on if you want to move on to the enterprise edition. But if you are an individual or a student who is trying out GoPaddle or setting up a small environment for your DevOps automation, you can enter your personal email ID and you can just get started. So as soon as you accept the license, you will receive a copy of this license in your email ID along with a temporary password which you can use for further login and viewing your GoPaddle dashboard. So probably we can accept the license here, and Gayatri will walk you through the remaining configuration.
Yeah. Now you can see that now I accepted the license agreement and I received the default password email license agreement with the default password information. Through that, I can able to access the light environment. Here now we are inside the GoPaddle platform. Here you can see that under infrastructure cluster option is there. Here you can see that our like local cluster is registered into the GoPaddle platform. Here as part of the cluster registration, it is installed a few of the add-ons like Kubernetes, Event Exporter, and Grafana and all. So with the Grafana dashboard, you can able to see your node metrics details and all. But for this is an AWS instance, so we have to still provide our public IP address for accessing the Grafana as well. So again, I'm just copying our um, public IP address and replacing it with the private one. Now, yeah. Now you can see that the Grafana dashboard is loading, and for accessing by default, like the Grafana is set with the default admin password and username and password. You can log in using this credentials. Later, you can reset this configuration. Yeah, now we are inside the Grafana dashboard. And we are for visualizing the node metrics, we can already the Grafana has the pre built template for visualizing the node CPU CPU and memory related stuff. So I'm using one such kind of template for uh, for visualizing our node information. I imported that that pre-built template, and here you can see your node metrics CPU and memory usage, file system usage, and all. Then again, I'm going back to the gopaddle Lite. Then here another section, another tab is the node information. Once you viewed the node, it will show the CPU, memory, and the disk utilization here as well. Apart from this, it will show you the complete node information, like what cube version you are using, node DNS and OS image, everything you can see from here itself. Then also we are displaying the label information as well. Like these are the labels which are available, which are created in this particular node, as well as here itself you can create the labels. Now you can see I have created one label, and similarly you can delete the labels as well. And here is the Docker images. Here you can see what are all the images which is available in this particular in this particular node. Also, like you can see that all the GoPad light related images are pulled into this particular node, and you can see some other images as well, which is the Grafana exporter related events like images and all. And the another section is the logs. Here you can see complete logs of this specific node. So yeah, again going back to the dashboard. Then another interesting feature is the cluster activities. Here whatever you are going to do through this specific instance, here you can see all the events and all the activities information. So far we just done the gopaddle Lite add-on installation, so it just showing that activity only. Then apart from this, you can see what are all the containers which is built in on top of this particular cluster, and what are all the application which is installed in this specific this cluster, everything. But so far we haven't installed or we haven't built any containers on top of this specific cluster. So maybe you once you started using the modernization, it will show those informations as well. Then apart from this, I would like to show you another one more feature, that is the GoPaddle marketplace. Once you logged into this environment, it will show you all the pre-built and available available qualified GoPaddle marketplace templates here. Suppose your application or your your production environment or any of your environment requires any of these templates, you can simply subscribe this and use it to your environment and your purpose. Now giving the session to Vinodni. She will continue with the support metrics and the remaining things.
Thanks, Gayatri. So let's move on to the support matrix on what is available with this free edition. So let me walk you through the support matrix. So if you just scroll down in towards the end of this repo, you will find a link to the support matrix. So since this platform connects end-to-end life cycle, it starts with source control management systems. So we support at the moment github.com and any self-hosted GitHub. However, we only support token-based authentication. So if you are creating your personal access tokens, you should be able to use that for registering with our platform, and then you should be able to start containerizing and deploying your workloads. This can be this GitHub. It can be a GitHub.com, or it can be a self-hosted private edition of GitHub. We support unlimited builds, which means you can build as many Docker images as you want using this community edition. However, you could only build one container at a time, right? So if you are trying to build multiple containers, it will be queued, and only one concurrency is supported at the moment. The number of microservices that you can deploy through gopaddle is limited to 5 in the community edition, which means you can still deploy as many services as you want independently on your environment. However, if you're deploying through this community edition, you can have 5 services at a time deployed. And you can also containerize and maintain 5 containers through this community edition. Since we have to build and push Docker images or even pull images in order to build your actual workloads, we have integration with Docker registries. So we have both public and private Docker Hub support. And if you have a self-hosted private registry like Harbor or even your OVH-based registries, you can register it with gopaddle and use it for your pulling or pushing your Docker images. As of now, the community edition is supported only on microk8s version 1.24, as you have seen. However, we are looking forward to support on multiple environments in the future releases. So for the time being, it is only microk8s. And we support only one worker node, in the sense, even if you have a multi-node cluster, the light edition gets installed only on the first node, and it doesn't get scheduled on the remaining nodes. So that way, we support only one worker node for deploying through gopaddle. The license validity is for lifetime. You can keep using this as much as you want. There is no limitation on that. However, we don't have multi-cloud capabilities. If you are interested in multi-cloud provisioning, like if you want to provision EKS, GKE, or AKS, you can explore our SaaS edition, or you can also explore our enterprise edition. We support only one distribution and one release management at the time. So if you have parallel releases, it's not possible with the light edition. However, the other editions have support for it, and you can have only one workspace, which means it's a single tenant installation. So if you're looking at having multi-tenant deployments, you'll have to explore the other editions. If you are looking at as a single user, you can still continue using it. But if you're trying a multi-user setup with a team capability, you have to explore other editions. However, from the functionality wise, we have all the support for monitoring, logging, continuous integration and deployments, and alerts and notifications. So we are going to showcase all of this and show you how to set this up really quick using this edition. So everything is built into the box. So you will be able to have all these capabilities readily available. Once you install gopaddle, you have seen how it automatically brings up Grafana and the Prometheus dashboards. So it also has a couple of event exporters, so you can integrate a few alerts and notifications out of the box. So let me go back to what we can expect from the next week onwards. Okay, so let's just see what we have for the next week. So since we have the installed environment now, we can start containerizing the applications. And this is what we will see from week 3 onwards. Okay, so next week we are going to configure the GitHub repository with gopaddle Lite edition. We will also onboard Docker Hub. We will show both public and private environments. Then we are going to containerize an application of your choice. We are going to generate Docker file. We are going to generate Kubernetes YAML files. And we also will generate a Helm chart on the go. So we are going to showcase this with a Node.js application. But if you're trying to bring your own application, you can try it out with a Java version 1.1 and any Node.js application for that matter, right? And then we will be showcasing how to create Docker files, how to create Kubernetes YAML files, and also generate Helm charts. We will also show how to enable continuous integration and how to scan for vulnerabilities. So by next week, we should have an application onboarded, modernized, and the bare minimum, the continuous integration capabilities enabled. Hope you enjoyed this session, and we really look forward to seeing you there next week. Thank you.